Welcome, friends of all designs, to episode 172 of 8.5-Bit, which I'm sure is going to be the most fourth sequel or fifth. It changes depending on which game we're going to talk about. Episode of them all. That was a terrible intro. I'm your host, Paul, and joining me today are my good friends James.
Hello.
And Anais.
Hello.
Did you know I enjoy delicious Coke?
I just wanted to crush it.
Yeah, but you know, we're in your house now.
Yeah.
And if you do that, it just ends in mess.
Hungril Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
Angry Jacks. It's a good brand. I have a question for you.
Yes.
I actually don't. What have you been up to, Anais?
That's not for James.
James, what has Anais been up to?
Uncharted.
You just no, this is not how we do banter.
Oh, okay.
We don't go, okay, you're playing fucking Uncharted, good. Okay, so today's episode, we have in one camp, Doom, in the other camp, Uncharted 4. I have played both multiplayer betas, so I will be the impartial jury, except based on betas, I can say the better game by a long shot, whilst this game's multiplayer is about shit out of AIDS.
There are multiple multiplayer modes.
Are they all terrible? He did forget English. He spoke that up. Multiple multiplayer. I think you had to say multiple multiplayer modes.
I had stuff in my throat. I went and listened.
That would be the first time. Woo!
I went and listened to myself record the other day.
Yes.
Not even the show. It was like listening to a guy.
Your old radio shows.
No, it wasn't even that. It was a recording about a lecture on engineering.
Welcome to James's radio!
And I'm holding the thing and I'm just coughing the whole time. So I was being self-conscious about my throat.
Oh.
That was it. And so I had the lurgy. What are you doing?
Oh, it's just a line of grease.
Oh, it's moisturizing cream. Because of my dry skin.
You mean grease? I was like, I thought it was either a hair or like he got a wicked scar since last week.
Oh man, I wish I did.
Yeah. But it turned out it was just his lady cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I cough?
If you need to.
That's a good cough.
Yeah, I've heard better. Okay. So, shall we talk about Uncharted 4? Uncharted 4 came out a week ago.
Yeah, like Tuesday.
Yeah.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably one of my favorite game series ever.
All right,
So I was pretty hyped.
If I'm not that big on Uncharted, not because I think it's bad, I just haven't really got into one that much. Is this one doing anything significantly different to make me love it?
Not really different, but it's doing what it does well even better. Like, it's like playing a blockbuster sort of action movie. Yeah. Like, it does it.
But Uncharted 3 finished the story. Why do we care? Do we care because his brother is also a douche?
His brother's a douche and he needs saving. That's like the premise of the story. But it's like, it doesn't
But let's not
matter.
forget that Nathan Drake is also a douche.
But he's a
He's
lovable
not.
douche.
He's a charming douche.
Okay.
No. He's a charming douche. Yeah, he's a charming douche. He's like, he is an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to
But
pick.
he's charming.
You need to pick.
What?
Nathan Drake or Shepard.
Oh, I can't pick that.
Which one?
Or Kratos.
Look, if you play your cards right, you can have both at the one time.
Are you suggesting an MMF situation?
With Nathan Drake.
But it's
And
kind of
Kratos.
hard.
Kratos, yes. Yeah, where's Kratos sit?
Kratos.
On the face.
No. Oh, God. But Commander Shepard doesn't really have a personality because you kind of...
Yes!
Because you're right. That's one of the...
Because that's one of the things we criticize about.
Nathan is a very defined personality. Yeah. Like, and this game is like full of his personality and the other characters. And it's like, this game is stunning. There are bits in this game where I'm like, this has to be real. It looks super amazing.
Have you seen the ear cartilage?
No, I've seen Nathan on the back of Sully.
Like, there's all these just like little details in the game that are amazing.
So this week I've seen both Uncharted 4 and Hitman.
Yeah.
If you're backlit, light will go through the ear cartilage.
That's AAA.
Really?
That's
AAA.
That's what you're paying that $60 for.
His chest hair is dynamic, so it like
Oh.
blows in
Really?
the wind. Yep. I like
kind
that.
Hey. Chest head does not blow in the wind. Believe me. And mine's like 7 inches long, so I would know.
Well, they felt like it was necessary. But yes. Anyway, it's lots of fun. And there's this scene where you're like in a building and it feels very Matrix style because all like the whole everything.
Is it because the floor is black and white tiles?
I think it is that creepy. Like when you're getting shot at, you're behind a pillar, like the pillars like crumble away and stuff like that. There's stuff like that. And in this scene, you're walking through a crowd and like people move out of the way. Like there's just like all these little details that make it like so
a real
perfect.
Assassin's Creed experience. You're trying to say
It does look.
Yeah.
It does look pretty incredible.
I've been seeing screenshots people posting because people love it so much. They're like, they just hit the screenshot button.
Yeah.
Because it just looks phenomenal.
Which is why it's good to put in all that social sharing stuff. See, now I was having a James moment. I couldn't talk.
You need a cough?
No. I just suddenly had a stroke.
I've had a Coke as well.
Well, and I forgot to bring no water this week, so I guess you're gonna.
I have ice though.
You're gonna drown on air, I guess.
Oh, delicious.
I guess the only thing with this, I haven't run into any like puzzles that are super challenging. Which I don't know if it's just because like my gaming skill has evolved. I felt like the other ones were challenging, and I felt a lot more challenged in Tomb Raider.
I've only played half of the Uncharted series. I can't say I've ever been stumped by a puzzle.
No, but
it's not been like, there's a statue shaped hole over there, and there's a statue with scratch marks leading it to be pushed. What do I do?
You know,
I know what you do. You melt it down, and you rebuild a new statue at the other location.
So whenever I played an Uncharted game, and I've played Uncharted 1, 2, and a little bit of 3, I've only finished 1.
Okay.
And I've always struggled with the combat.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard, or it's
kind of monotonous.
Yeah, like I found with Uncharted 1, I was playing it like everyone's loving Uncharted 1, and I'm like, what is this? Like I'm getting frustrated by combat. It's boring. It's repeating the same dialogue over and over and over again. And I then eventually went fuck it. I'm just putting it on easy. And the moment I did that, I loved the game. Like it just turned into this summer blockbuster.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Like, it's not about, the shooting and stuff like that.
I generally think Uncharted is better on easier modes. And you have to go with it. You can't, because my problem is I always break the game. Because when it's the big scripted sequences, I'm like, yeah, but what if I turn down this alley?
Don't do that, Paul.
I want to see, maybe there's a secret down there. And the secret is you fall through the game world and you restart the mission. Okay. So you just go with the flow generally. But just on repeating dialogue, just for a few weeks ago when I was playing Battleborn drunk.
Yeah.
And deciding that it was terrible. The moment I decided it was terrible with my friend Jeremy when we were playing it was we just heard the same dialogue twice. And we were like, why the fuck did you just keep saying the same line? Third time in a row within like a 20-second sprint. We just said, this game is awful. So hopefully they fix it. But
was it the robot? The walking robot?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Battleborn I've tried to just wipe out of my mind.
It'll be $10 eventually.
Why would I want it at $10? It was no fun at free.
I had some fun.
But would you have more fun at anything else?
Yeah, well, actually, Overwatch, you'll have more fun, so I'll just play Overwatch.
If you wanted this, like, grindy, shooty stuff, I mean, even though I don't like Borderlands, wouldn't you play Borderlands?
Probably, yes.
If you wanted a good MOBA, well, wouldn't you play a good MOBA?
Yes.
And if you wanted, like, a good sort of first-person team-based shooter, wouldn't you go Overwatch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, I enjoyed Paragon more than I did Bloodborne. See, I even forgot the name of it. Is that forgettable?
Did you call it Bladderborn?
I did call it Bladderborn. I did. Yes.
Oh.
Better than Bladderborn. Okay.
Then what? Bladderboard?
Bladderborn. I just mixed it with Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Bladderborn.
Okay. So, Uncharted 4, you're saying wait for a sale?
No. Get it now.
I've been feeling like obliged to get it because it does look so amazing.
Even if you haven't played the other ones, it's still good. Because it's not following the story.
I've kind of been... I kind of wanted to play something like AAA, but could not decide between Doom and Uncharted 4.
Oh, okay. So you need to...
So I bought neither.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll convince you.
Will you?
Maybe.
You've got two stupid files here. Which one's the best file to play?
Go with, what are they called?
One's called Gore Nest. That sounds good.
Yeah, go with Gore Nest.
The other one's called Mars Surface, which sounds a little bit like Total Recall.
It's a bit slower,
which is
that one.
How many breasts are in it?
I don't know. It's too many boobs. 2 so far.
If it's not 3,
it's an even number.
It's not Mars Surface at all. Okay, good. So tell me about Doom and why should I care about it with its shitty multiplayer?
All right, so I loaded up this game and went, I'm going to try the multiplayer because I wanted.
Because you started.
No, I didn't actually start with the multiplayer,
okay.
But I did go back to the multiplayer to see if anything much had changed. The answer was no.
Yes, of course not.
Change, and it's still fucking terrible.
Yes.
Don't bother. There's much better games to go play instead of this.
What, such as?
Such as go play COD. Like, it's better.
List some more games.
Overwatch.
And another game?
Or Bladderborn.
What other games are there that are better than Doom multiplayer?
Uncharted 4.
It's true. It's multiplayer I did quite like Uncharted 4.
Okay, but I found there was the secret multiplayer mode that everyone forgot about during the beta, which was Snap Map.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Snap Map...
Well, apparently really forgotten on this show.
Well,
Snap Map's the future.
What?
So, because this game is about channeling Doom, it's like they've really... And a big part of what Doom was the map creation. So, what are you doing?
What?
You're just looking around.
Oh, I was checking microphones in the periphery because I just realised we're both talking really loud and I don't know if I balanced Anais up enough. Good, we spoke about it on the fucking camera. Is that good? Thanks, James.
We can edit it.
No, we can't. We leave everything in. Last week I left in all of us getting up and checking the camera and talking about it.
I didn't even watch it.
It was good. I edited out like the later stuff, but the first one we were talking about, should we edit this out? Left all of that fucking shit in.
Classy. Okay, so a big part of what Doom is the map creation. So they came up with this thing called Snap Map, which is building maps out of chunks of stuff. So you have a map, it has a bunch of entry points, you can put it in another room, you can put items in it. And then 4 people can jump in and do something in it. So it might be go do some horde stuff or go do multiplayer. So if you want to go play a map where there's a place with a shotgun and then you have a fun fight on the way to the shotgun, you play Snap Map.
Yay!
Unfortunately, I couldn't get a game going.
Yeah.
There was that problem. All right. So multiplayer aside, Snap Map looks good. If I can get a game going, maybe. Now I'll talk about single player because that's
what about compared to Gunscape?
I'd say Gunscape's a bit more fun because it kind of...
Gunscape, another game to list better than Doom multiplayer.
Yes, I would, because Gunscape, you've got the Minecraft analogy, and I think it's just a bit more accessible.
It was easy to build a giant dick in
there was a fantastic
Gunscape as well.
phallus we built in that. So the single player, I thought the start was a little flat. Because of the tutorial.
Oh no, a little flat.
A little flat.
Oh no, the worst criticism of all.
And I loaded it up, and it's kind of alright. Like, it gives you a gun really quickly, and you shoot some stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, but once you're out of there, the game becomes amazing.
So what's amazing about it?
Okay,
what's it like?
Alright, the bit that sold me, and this may sound like a small thing, the bit which sold me completely was I got to the end of the first level, and I had to hit a button. There was a button which said, like, begin transfer.
Did it show your stats?
Yes.
Did you what?
It showed stats. So you hit a button to end the level, and then the stats.
Time completed, enemies killed, secrets found.
It's not 100% that, but it's like your combat rating, your secret rating, and there was some other rating which I forget. So that they've really tried to channel what made Doom Doom. Because Doom is a lot of things to a lot of people. And this is one of the struggles you have with Doom. Because some people will say it's scary, some people say it's action, some people say it's about the multiplayer. Like, it was something which hit a bunch of different things for different people.
It's like the Sonic of PC.
Sonic is different things as well, right?
That was why the analogy was apt.
Good analogy, Paul.
Thank you.
Good analogy. So this game has moments of being slow and scary, and it has moments of being fast and actiony. It has moments of walking around the map, lots of backtracking. It has moments of getting the blue key to open the blue door.
I love that in the novels.
Novels?
Yeah,
they're Doom novels, and they legit go into, he picked up the blue key. I guess this could be used for the blue door. That's not an exact quote, but that's pretty much what it was.
So, there are games which have gone and tried to channel old school shooters. Like, you have, even though I haven't played it, you got Bulletstorm. And the Bulletstorm's and I've heard very good things about it.
Fun.
Yeah, and
Hard Reset?
Yeah, Hard Reset's probably another one.
Yeah.
Which is probably closer to what Doom does, but Doom does it better.
Hard Reset. Oh, yeah, I suppose it did. As it built up, it didn't quite have the level design ideas of Doom.
And it's like, it says a lot to Doom that you open the map, it starts off in a kind of overhead classic Doom view and then kind of drops down because you have depth. You have to worry about going up and down.
No, they got not a vertical axis. That's not Doom.
There is a vertical axis with stuff that can be underneath other stuff.
There was a
with classic Doom, you couldn't have anything underneath anything else.
Okay.
Yeah,
because it's technically a 2D game.
Yeah,
but it's there was an expose I was talking about how Doom wasn't 3D. It's like, no shit.
Yeah.
But they're talking about how there's no Z-axis, and the minute they're talking about that in the game, the footage they're using, they walk under a high projectile. Like, fucking idiots. Had a little bit of Z. Not very much. Just that little bit.
That's why it's 2.5D. You got your half D in there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you shot someone and you weren't pointed, because there wasn't really a tilt, you sort of could do it, but it didn't really do anything.
So it's the original Doom?
Yeah, the original Doom. So
Okay,
if someone was above you and you were pointed there, you'd shoot them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
It
Okay.
was sort of just
Like,
fake
I played Doom, but I was super young and don't remember.
Yeah. So it's kind of fake 2D.
What's the music like?
Amazing. Mick Gordon did an amazing job.
You know what the worst thing was?
What?
It's about to like do the theme song. Oh, I'll just do what I was accidentally about to do. Dun 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 dun. Oh wait, that's cute.
Actually, because it was done by Mick Gordon, who's an Australian guy. I didn't actually realise it was him until someone posted an interview with him on Facebook. I'm like, oh, Mick did it. And I was like, hey man, good work. Like, because the music is part of what makes the Doom experience really good. Like, it's actually not as referential as I expect most of the time. Like, it's more taken the building blocks of it.
Doesn't? Oh, the music.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. So that's.
I was going to say, doesn't the game have shitloads of references in it?
No, the game really does. It's got lots of
Yeah.
Like the button I mentioned.
But also, doesn't every level have a secret area which is an old Doom map?
It might do. I haven't found any of them. The secrets have been pretty well hidden.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
far.
And they've even got a fucking arrow to the knee reference.
Oh, no,
Really?
there was an amazing Terminator reference.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Terminator's applicable.
Yeah.
Arrow to
There's
the knee
a
is not.
Big Hero 6 reference.
Is there... I haven't...
Oh, Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I saw someone post a gift. Do you collect
is
these,
that
like,
the-
toys or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like fist pump.
I thought that was just a fist bump thing. Was it Big Hero 6y? I only watched it once.
You go like, your fist bump go blah, blah, blah.
I did that in real life, and I'm not a Big Hero 6.
You are a Big
You
Hero
could be.
6.
Thank you. How's that coughing going?
Pretty good. I need more Coke. So, I would highly recommend this game.
Will you buy it for me?
I won't buy it for you.
But
Why don't you
think-
lend me the disc?
I
You
can't.
could
I
do
bought it digitally. Like a chump.
This is our digital slavery future.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, what were you saying?
Do you think only people who are like Doom fans will enjoy this? Because everyone I know who is like really into this are like Doom
Look,
fans.
Old people, you're saying?
Yeah. Look,
Yes.
The elderly, the geriatric.
Older than me.
Look, I think it helps because a big part of what I enjoy about it is this is the first time I feel like someone's gone back to a 90s shooter and basically nailed every element of it.
Except the multiplayer.
Except the multiplayer. No, but Snap Map's there, so we're all good.
You mean the one you couldn't get a match in?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It's a bit broken. Like, it says a lot that in this game, there's floating armor, and it doesn't look out of place. Like, there's all this stuff in there that's incredibly gamey. And for me, this is one of the really important things, and I actually think it's a bit of a landmark title.
Landmark
I'm
title?
going to put it actually somewhere in, like, where I put, like, maybe Bioshock Infinite, where I feel like as a game's come along and
There's been so much blowback against Bioshock Infinite generally. Like it's just like seems to be.
No, I really enjoyed it.
Sidetrack. What do you hate about Infinite?
It was really repetitive. It was nothing like the other two games.
Oh, I love Infinite.
Really?
So good.
Oh, so disappointed.
I just
love Bioshock Infinite.
I just want them to remove all of the, I don't want them to remove just all of the looting. That was all I really wanted to change and make. And I don't know, two things I want to change: remove the looting because it's pointless because everyone just takes all. Why would you not take anything? There's no reason not to take something. And just make sure that the enemies use the same freaking powers as you could. Then it would have been more interesting combat wise. But fuck that story, I love it.
Really? I thought it was so silly and
so
pretentious.
good.
Oh,
I love it. I tie it into the dark. I now believe that Bioshock is part of the Dark Tower series.
Could be.
And also Monkey Island is. And if you don't believe me, go back to one of our interviews with Ron Gilbert where we grill him on his association with not just the Dark Tower, but also the Lost series. It's the same universe. It's all together.
Live in the one thing.
Yep. The rose is the tower.
Actually, I wanted to, because I was talking about Bulletstorm before, and the difference between what Bulletstorm does and what this does.
Bulletstorm's very different.
Yeah, so I think Bulletstorm was kind of going back to almost parody of, like, that kind of, like, channeling it, but also being kind of funny about it.
Bulletstorm was about creativity with how you fight.
Yeah.
Which Doom isn't really creative, it's strategic, because the weapon, and that's what people miss, like, the strategy in Doom is knowing the correct weapons to use at the correct time. That's why you've got 10 of the fucking things. But Bulletstorm, it was about moving from fight to fight, so it was very linear.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, into another area, it'll be locked while I fight 5 guys, and I'll be given a bunch of opportunities to score points, because you get points, which are basically experience, from killing them in inventive ways.
Yeah.
So that, it kind of, like, it was, I suppose you could say almost a little Tony Hawkish or something like that compared to, like, a normal first-person shooter. It was kind of original in a lot of the ways.
I really want to go check it out because I've heard really good things about it.
They might be making a sequel.
Okay.
They're working on something at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's some hints that maybe it's a sequel, but it'll probably be, if it's not, it'll probably be a spiritual sequel. Yeah.
I think Doom, to me, feels like if Doom was made today, this is what we'd have. And I think that's the accomplishment of it. That it feels like it channels what Doom was, which is lots of things to lots of people, and manages to hit them. And I love it.
How is the BFG?
I haven't got it yet.
Boo!
I'm about 3 levels.
BFG, Big Friendly Giant.
No.
You showing your roll dullness. It's a big something gun.
Ah.
Friendly, you were right.
I think in the manual it might have said friendly.
No. Biofunctional gun, something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, which one will I decide is better? Tune in for the next end of the show or something.
Can you decide now?
No. And we are back, illuminating everything James just said before I said that sentence.
But it was so pithy.
It was quite pissy.
Alright.
Okay, so big thing we saw this week.
Yes.
No, not a game, has to do with games.
Yes.
We saw a first trailer for the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh.
Are you excited for an Assassin's Creed movie, Anais?
No.
Why not?
Well,
I'm so excited.
I don't even follow the games. But this
I like
is
it.
just a trailer from someone who knows nothing about the games. I'm like, okay, so he's like in this science thing and then he's jumping over buildings. That's all I know.
So you actually know nothing about Assassin's Creed, like
I know
legit.
there's this really, like, I know it's like stealth stuff and there's this
But
deep,
what the story is, you legit don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Okay. So that's from an interesting. So you have no background in that.
No.
As someone who at least knows Assassin's Creed, what do you think generally about how it looks?
Terrible.
But Fassbender's so sexy.
Yeah, but it looks like it's been Star Wars where everything looks CG and none of it has.
Just wait. Okay.
The CG's
No,
not
I'm allowed to have that
mind
opinion?
you.
Nah, just there was some weird comments. That's all right. That's all right.
It's just one of the problems I have when a movie obviously looks fake to me.
But that's everything.
Yeah, I know, and it's a problem that I have. It's a problem that I have.
They'll generally need some CG to do the Spanish Inquisition, which is where this one is based, and it is canonical. So this isn't like a slash remake or anything. This is slow. Also, people were really upset by the fact Kanye West's music is used in the trailer.
No, I'll tell you what else upset me.
What?
Oh, I'll tell you what upsets me.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, okay. The trailer ends with the gamer shot. Like, you've watched the shitty thing, and it's like, all right, look, don't worry, guys. We got you back. We're going to give you the final. In fact, it's going to pop up in like just a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fix it.
Right.
Yes.
You got to do the eagle noise. There you go.
I fixed it. I just fixed the goddamn trailer.
Eagle. I
How can
that.
And so the moment, like, I'm already like not happy with this trailer, and the moment, like, I'm on the cusp of like, all right, you at least giving me the happy ending. They just like stop.
You know what, James?
What?
I am shocked at your distaste of the trailer because you think it looks a bit CGI.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all the Assassin's Creed games have looked pretty CGI.
In the video gamey way. I don't think it's going to do so well.
I think it's interesting. I've been enjoying fielding negative reactions because it's been quite, but I actually it looks fine.
Like it's
got a good cast. It's like it got a little bit more pith. Oh, I want to say pith. That's not even relevant. Now you've said it. Now it's in my. It got a little bit more shit because they said that it's going to be 65% in the present day, only 35% in the past.
Oh, really?
And people are like, but that's what the Creed is. It's like, well, Assassin's Creed is actually a story about modern age people going into the past. You got to set all that shit up, and then you kind of want probably a conclusion that matters as opposed to a conclusion where someone's playing a video game. I mean, that's what Assassin's Creed was going to be. So there's a trilogy of Assassin's Creed. So the first two games are supposed to follow two different people in the past with the same guy in the future who's there both his ancestor. And the third game was supposed to be him in the future taking down this big corporation. But everyone liked the historical shit, so like, better not do anything risky.
We'll just keep remaking Assassin's Creed 2 for a while.
Well, they tried that. Yeah. They tried doing 3 Assassin's Creed 2s, and then they said, let's do a third Assassin's Creed's, and it was awful. About 4 hours in, you got to start the tutorial.
Really?
I'm not joking. That may even be underestimating the
Because
time.
I tried playing it once. I think the very first one, and it was very fiddly.
Okay, skip the first one. The first one's basically a tech demo.
First one's got good. Like it establishes the world pretty well. I would say play the first one basically up until like you've done your first assassinations in a major city, and then stop because the game's repetitive.
Yeah,
from that
don't
point
bother
on.
finishing the first one. Pick it up for $2. Go play it for.
It is like
an hour.
$2.
Yeah. 2 is worth playing. 2 is
Okay.
they're terrible.
No, they're not.
Well, they're not terrible. Just ignore them.
There's
a
so
lot of them.
many.
Just watch the story so far on
Let's
YouTube.
watch the
Then
movie.
you can skip 3 because 3 isn't great. 4 is a different game. Then Unity you can skip. I didn't even play Unity. And then what was the last one I played? Syndicate.
So yes,
Yeah, Syndicate's pretty good.
but don't call it Syndicate or everyone thinks it's a different game.
The Syndicate's a different game.
They say Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yes.
But
I
with
have no interest
the
in playing
movie,
that.
Are
Yeah.
there any good video game movies? Like, I think they
Yeah, Super Mario
automatically
Brothers.
get a bad rap.
We did enjoy Prince of Persia when it came
Oh,
out.
it was fun.
yeah.
It looks
too
more
bad.
fun than this.
It was dumb. I don't know what looks not fun about this.
I don't like the visuals. I think it's
And most of it's not even CGI. It's just the CGI shots you don't like.
The CGI doesn't look
It's like the
great.
CGI.
It's like none of that CGI.
and the slowing down.
That's just fucking affecting trailers,
People got a
buddy.
bit angry about the different.
But that's
Animus, but I don't really care.
different Animus. I mean, it's more visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a guy getting stronger in real life, not just lying statically,
not getting sleepy.
Yeah. It's the thing's a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Thank you fixing it.
Anyway, CGI shots. You don't even know when you're seeing them half the time, James. But when you do see them, you hate them.
I know. Well, when they're working, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They work most of the time. It's just that unfortunately that 15% is really
I
bad.
had someone point out to me the other day about the orange and teal in movies.
Yep.
It's a lot, and then I googled it, and I can now not unsee it.
You can watch certain, especially blockbuster action films. You can just pick the generation it was made by the way it's color graded.
Orange and teal. Orange and teal.
People
Look at
think
this.
it's cool.
Teal. Get some orange soon.
It's more blue than teal.
I'll wait for it. Brownie teal.
You're just saying teal with everything now.
I am.
Your face is teal.
That's right. Like I wasn't sure how much of this was actually just my confirmation bias, and then I saw like the trailer color breakdown wheel where it had like dominant colors from trailers.
You also got to then go by what trailers they're putting up.
And also humans are a bit orange. We got that problem.
Yeah,
That's gonna lower the orange.
you are a bit Oompa Loompa-ish. Anyway,
I would be.
so we spoke about that longer than I thought.
Yeah.
But you guys did hate it more than I thought. I thought it would just be like, but there was some real serious hate here.
I think it was. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
It's coming out against Star Wars.
And then the ending without the I'm like, nah, you lost me, trailer.
Someone very quickly re-edited it without the Kanye West music.
And with the
And with the I, yeah.
And it's better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, the trailer's not made to sell the gamers, it's made to sell the non-gamers.
Yeah.
So of course they use Kanye West, because people go like, I like Kanye! That's how everyone that likes Kanye speaks. I did an impression of you up with my wife just before. Yeah. She goes, is that you, Anais? I went, it's me, Lisa! And she said, spot on.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, can I show you something you might like?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Today, I believe this was released. A mod for Dark Souls 3.
Oh, a mod.
Yeah.
Oh! You serious?
Yeah, first person Dark Souls 3.
Oh!
And it actually looks amazing. And the weird thing is, it's pretty much just a camera hack.
Oh, this is amazing!
So they've hacked the camera, and apparently they've made the arms invisible just with editing major. And that's about all that's changed.
Oh.
And the game looks like it works freaking great.
Oh God, I want to play this now.
It looks really nice from that perspective, and so much of the combat actually looks functional.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I thought you'd
I do. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
I have to go buy the PC
So
version now.
if you want to try this, you also have to be really careful, because From Software is really good at just banning people for having anything edited in their game.
But it's fun.
And so basically you want to go into offline mode.
Yeah.
You want to back up all your save files, play it, and then get rid of it before you go online again, because From might just ban you forever.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, they're not very good at that. Do you know about the hacked daggers that were going around?
No.
So some guys made a hacked dagger that if you got stabbed with it, it gave you like 1 billion souls.
Oh, okay.
And the from would detect this and ban the person who got stabbed pretty much instantly.
Oh, no.
And there was not like a recourse for it.
Yeah.
They didn't go and fix the problem.
They just were banned.
Yeah. And it's like,
Oh,
From is really shit when it
harsh.
comes to dealing with cheaters and
Yeah.
cracks and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just like, don't go online. If you see anyone with Dagger, just pull out your internet connection and stuff like that. Yeah. It was kind of crap. Okay.
It looks great.
Yep. I played some games this week. I don't know which one's good enough to talk about.
All right, can I pick?
Oh yeah, why not? I know they're not like I'm saying they're bad.
Can I go? I don't know what the Maitre D is.
Okay, well the Maitre D is the best game.
Okay.
The Maitre D is made by our friends over at Powerhoof, who you may know from Crawl and the absolutely amazing Regular Human Basketball.
Ah, God,
This-
they need to release that game.
What do you mean release? It is released.
Like retail, do something with it.
Oh, well, you're upset that they haven't sold it.
Yeah.
I'm
upset that I got it for free, Paul.
Well, I'm very sorry to tell you that the Maitre D is also released for free.
Bullshit.
What?
I don't know why they keep making really good games and just letting them out. It's like, at least let me put up something I compare it. So here's where the Maitre D comes in. Maitre D is a game where you're a Maitre D, you have to show people to their seat. It's a puzzle game, and you have the ability to stretch and pick up people. So it's a geometric puzzle, sort of like a platforming version of Snakebird, if you've ever played that very excellent and difficult puzzle game. It's free on itch.io, and it's pretty adorable and weird. Basically, you can stretch out, and you can either stretch back in, or you can like pull your feet up to where your head is.
Oh, okay, yep.
And you need to get lotion, so you can stretch your neck longer.
Oh.
You got to keep moisturized. So there's basically having to collect resources to stretch longer, go through. So it's a really simple puzzle game. It's really clean. It looks really attractive. There's a lot of like stretching out and then jumping up so you can hook onto something.
That's great.
It's really well designed. You know, that's basically the whole, if you're watching footage, that's like the whole tutorial that's going through there. It teaches you every step in a couple of lessons. You got it now. And now it's time to work out geometric puzzles. It hasn't got too crazy or anything yet, but it is weird because basically you use WASD, AD to move left and right, and keyboard to grow.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really easy to get those mixed up.
Oh no, he's down.
Oh no, that's alright. Because you can't take him off with you. Because you can't move him left or right. He can only be vertical on your head.
Okay.
So you have to like pick people back up and move them around in a few different ways. Yeah. Maitre D is really cool. You can get on itch.io, Powerhoof, who are really nice guys
for
too.
a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
You could send them some beer.
I could just buy them a beer at PAX this year. I think they'll always be there because I believe they're Melbourne based. So I guess they just go down the street. I can get them some good. Okay, so I'll show you some games.
All right. Well, this isn't the game.
No. These are new games.
Okay, new games.
These are new games to see.
Yep.
Oh. Hey, tell you what. Let's drop in with a Ghost of a Tale. Now, I'm going to bet, because pretty much whenever we bring up anything obscure, I can say, do you know Ghost of a Tale?
Nope.
You're not supposed to.
I kind of forget as well.
Ghost of a Tale it wasn't Kickstarted, I think it was on Indiegogo. It is made by an animator who used to work at Universal, I believe. It's a one-man game. So I'll just bring up just a little bit of footage that came out, sort of showing the progress at the moment. Ghost of the Tale is Dark Souls with rodents.
I love rodents.
And it is fucking adorable, and it is just looking, visually it looks better than Dark Souls.
Look at this little
It's only a really short bit of footage that they put up, but every time we see a little bit in this game,
the animation on that rat is amazing.
I think
So when you say Dark Souls, people are using that term a lot lately.
we're talking third-person tactical-based combat
Okay.
with like a lot, so sort of like the Zelda lock-on, which is used in Dark Souls as well. Very like small numbers of encounters that are very impactful, dodging and shield use.
Okay.
So that's what we're talking about. That as far as like getting souls and stuff like that structure of it,
Alright.
not. But it's very directly taking references
Okay,
from
because
Dark
people
Souls.
are using
though.
it like, it's like Dark Souls.
They just,
but it's hard. I'm
Yeah,
like,
half the time they just mean Dark Souls means hard. And while this is apparently supposed to have quite a challenge to it, the combat is based on Dark Souls combat.
cool.
Allegedly. I have not played it. I'd like to, though.
It looks very
I used to have
adorable.
pet rats. They're the cutest.
Were they
friends? They're very social animals, aren't
They are. They're surprising, but they stink a little. And they chew everything. Everything.
Does your puppy chew everything?
No, it's not
Pretty
too
good.
bad.
Yes. Were you part of this conversation, Paul?
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Do you chew everything?
I'm really bad at pronouncing this. I don't know how they want it pronounced.
Come on,
So it's,
how about I get it wrong?
okay, so it's the one with D.
Demoniaca.
Demoniaca is for but it's supposed to be demon something. So demoniaca?
Demoniaca. Demon, I don't know.
Demoniaca, hard
Yakka.
yakka. So basically, we're
Oh,
looking
it's like Dark Souls.
we're looking at Castlevania, but the
Soul
fighting
Sanctuary.
style is really based on King of Fighters, the side-scrolling fighting series. Well, not side-scrolling, the 2D fighting series. So I really like the look, and one of the things I like doing there, they've got this big thing on the map, the camera being able to pull out and be dynamic and show the whole map. I really like that. So this is a game that's being kickstarted at the moment.
Yep.
And this is the trailer they're using to advertise it. Now, how does this make you feel?
It's twitchy lady hand.
I like the fun.
Oh, I like that. So she's undead,
She's got
stitching herself up.
she's got a lot of boobs.
She does have a lot of boobs. They're barely contained.
So many boobs, in fact.
Yeah.
The game's being made with an uncensored version.
Okay, I don't know if I necessarily need
And
that.
that's one of the things they're really pushing and trying to get the funding.
Okay.
And look, all the characters have to be like torn over, like, yes, as much cleavage as physically possible.
I don't
Which
know.
is fine. I don't have a problem with cleavage. I've got quite a bit myself. But
I don't feel like I need an uncensored version of this. I don't know if it'd make it a better game.
did you uncensor Honey Pop?
Well, yeah, but I think that made it a better game for me.
That guy's got a box for a head.
Can I uncensor the guys?
Well, I assume so. So, yes.
Sure, we can have an uncensor mode. I'm alright.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know much really. It looks interesting enough. But if you wanted to support the game and get a copy of the game, it's €10. But if you wanted it with tits,
Oh,
13
no.
euros.
They're making me pay for the tits.
Yeah.
It ruins it. Like, instantly I'm like, nah, you
Yeah.
zero credibility now. Like, zero interest now.
What it neither needed to be just like a tit game from the start,
Yeah.
or don't do the uncensored. Like,
See, but that
Yeah.
was what Honey Pop was. It was a tit game that they censored. With this, I don't know, like, if you told me this thing was never uncensored, I wouldn't know.
if we called it Bubonica.
Then maybe.
Buboniaca.
Yeah.
It's a...
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, okay. So I think that's enough of that name. Okay.
So you're saying you're not sold?
No, like, if you took away all the boob stuff, I'd be like, oh, it looks cool, but
What if the boobs were the primary mode of attack?
then that'd be interesting.
At least doing something interesting with the boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, like, tacked on, and they're like, what? Ugh. It's not even, like, attractive boobs. They're like little pixelated boobs.
Oh, I like all my boobs pixelated.
Yeah.
He downrises porn.
Yeah. So now we've got a game
Yep.
that's got roguelike elements.
Oh, you love those words.
Kind of steampunky.
Is it a little bit Dark Souls too? Oh,
They actually do invoke Dark Souls, but as you watch the footage, you may think maybe that's not a weird thing. It is a top-down spaceship game called Fabula.
Fabulous.
I like the name.
A pretty cool name, I must
Yeah.
say. So what you will notice here is that this is a spaceship fighting game which focuses heavily on melee combat.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You just-
You still do shoot
Yeah.
stuff. You do all sorts of. This game I actually saw a little bit of a while ago, but it wasn't. They hadn't cut together a cool trailer of it
Yeah.
yet. So I was like, oh, I have to show this. Spinning buzzsaws. It reminds me a little bit of Hammer Fight, if you remember that. And then so it's this action sort of roguelike randomly generated adventure, and you can see almost
kind
that
of fantasy elements coming in.
yeah,
as well.
and that sort of story elements of like faster than light style encounters and stuff like that. And then, of course, a real-time action combat exploration. I think
Interesting idea. I really like this art style. It reminds me a little bit of maybe 40K, where you've got that kind of fantasy sci-fi mashup.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like very different than 40K, but
No.
but I like that kind of thing.
Fabula could be a subtitle for 40K. couldn't it? So I think really attractive, and just thinking about that sort of 2D free space movement plus melee, other than Hammer Fight, and I guess it's that pirate game that we did I did a few months ago. That was a bit Monster Hunter-y. Black Odyssey, Black Sea Odyssey.
That one. I was thinking that with the chain bit.
Yeah, and that was a very fun game. So I can go down, and this is a very differently structured game. As I said, that game's more Monster Hunter. This game's a bit more. I don't exactly know how to compare the structure. Well, structure like Faster Than Light, but with a real-time action game. Yeah, and that's on Kickstarter currently.
Fabula.
Yeah. It is a good name, isn't it?
Is there an uncensored patch?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get can replace all of your chainsaws with dicks.
Oh, done. Do I have to pay extra for
Sold.
So, no, you pay less.
Just have to create
That's an
one.
interesting one. Do you want to pay more for censorship?
I'd watch either. Nah. Anyway, if you want to back for that, an early bird of it is at £7. Although they're actually doing well, that's all gone, so it's £10 now. So yeah, it looks like a pretty cool game. Ooh. Should I go with a non? I think I've got one more crowdfunding, but let's move away from crowdfunding. I don't need to bundle it all together. I just like cool looking games. Here's a game that may not be cool, but I just want to play it. I just love golf games.
Yeah.
I
Is this a subversion of golf, or is it? Oh, it changed.
It's nuclear golf. So lots of powers. There's destructibility, and also Kappa on the top of the cake for me. It's on Vita.
Oh, so they're making this for you. It's another one of those pool games.
Oh, very much so.
Level
Very much
up your
so.
balls.
Exactly.
They're really going after the Vita golf scene.
That's my scene.
This is Paul.
I don't know what it is about fed like stupid golf games. I love them. They are
pretty enjoyable.
I play Kirby's Dream Course once a year.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played that. I haven't played a golf game in ages, but they are enjoyable.
Oh,
Yes,
so
for
good. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than showing it off
Just
to you.
more golf.
It's what you can see it is. Like, yes, it's cheap. But it's cool. Okay. Completely different game. Speedrunners from Hell. I believe the actual name is Siam, and that's the, so Speedrunners from Hell is a speedrunning game, very much based on, sort of Quake speedrunning communities, although the hand reminds me of Hexen.
Oh, yeah.
And you just watch here all of the little gameplay ideas they're throwing in for movement. All the people that miss all the really intense, like circle jumping and, rocket jumping, all that stuff, and they've got teleportation or like navigating all this stuff. There's still actually some fighting combat to get through, just to help you navigate areas. Wild, crazy, hell-based, kind of a little bit devil daggers in its love of just things that are wacky. And then, of course, mixed very heavily in with especially Quake 3, when it got more abstract.
This game would frustrate the shit out
Oh
of
yeah,
me.
you'll hate it, James.
Yeah, this is not a James game.
I don't understand.
This
what's
is me.
happening.
I do like the first 2 worlds,
Yeah.
and then I stop.
I might watch Cheryl play this.
Yeah,
Because she probably might get into it.
I'll love it for a little while, and then it will get too hard.
There'll be some cool videos.
Yeah, although I think they'll mainly just be cool for the community. I mean, how much can you watch?
I'd play it with a time rewind button.
There is a time rewind in it.
Oh, then I might play it.
Yeah, I don't know how much you can use it or if it's on every level, but they showed some of it in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep going through our list of games.
What's this one?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this trailer's a little bit slow. This trailer's called The Way. It's 2D, pixel art,
My favorite.
platformer, slightly adventure game. Takes a lot of cues from Flashback and Another World, things like that. So very story-based, based alien planets. You get to explore some cool animation, like you get set on fire, which is always fun. But it also has, it has like a relationship with like an animal.
Oh, I get a cute thing.
Which means you get man and animal gameplay going, so you get to throw in sort of your explory, adventure-y elements and everything, still a little bit Metroidvania, puzzly stuff. I think it looks really fun.
It looks adorable.
Yeah, plus you get your little animal.
Your little animal
friend.
buddy.
Look at you directing lasers. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Tobias and the
Tobias and
and the Dark Scepters.
Do you reckon the animal dies?
I hope not.
Spoiler.
Let's face it. What do you think's going to happen in The Last Guardian? Do you think that weird...
I hope the kid dies.
Yeah.
That'd be so much better, wouldn't it?
Is that
No,
game actually going to exist yet?
they really pretended it existed last year. I reckon Last Guardian. I reckon at the end they just high five and say, "We're gonna live forever."
Yeah.
That'd be a good ending.
Yeah.
Because everyone expects it's gonna die. So let's just subverse it. Let's just not do it. Okay, shall we talk about some other stuff before we show more games? Because we've still got a couple.
All right.
Okay. In fact, I might even skip them. I don't care.
Fine.
This is how we roll. Do whatever we want.
What we want, when we want, who we want.
Nah, I'm not allowed.
Nah.
Okay, interesting news. Hawken, the cool free-to-play mech shooter that was on PC for a long time, that many of us thought was just plain old dead, has been classified So no. So anyway, well, basically, it looks like it's coming to Xbox One now.
Okay.
Which is cool.
It's a good game.
I really hope that, because I don't know if it's going to be free to play or not. I hope it's not free to play, because the free to play kind of ruined the game. It's sort of like it just got to get too grindy. And then I hope they pull a Rocket League.
I want a Morpheus version, or a PlayStation VR version.
They can totally do that. Because Hawken was fucking great, I thought, but no one played it.
Yeah, it was.
Well, not no one, but not enough people to keep going.
It was mech combat, but pretty accessible mech combat.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's really actually. Well, that's the problem. Yeah, it looks really beautiful. It takes a lot of sort of anime cues, not so much in the way it's rendered, but just sort of those very tall vertical landscapes and just the way that sort of they draw a lot of backgrounds in anime. That's how it was sort of structured, the levels. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game. Still holds up quite well. Our game that lots of people played, but for still some reason is cancelled. Disney Infinity has been cancelled.
That confused the shit out of me.
Disney has also announced it will no longer act as a games publisher. And they pretty much just published Disney Infinity at the moment. And yeah, they're closing down the studio behind it.
Reforming LucasArts. No, it's not true. I made that.
Yeah, I was thinking, I have not heard that.
I totally made that.
I was going to accuse you of lying.
That would have been correct.
And weirdly, from what I've read, that Disney Infinity was the highest selling Toys for Life series. The problem being that as all these different Toys for Life products came out, so your Skylanders, your Disney Infinity, Amiibos are different, actually. They don't really go in there. But the user base didn't grow.
Oh, so it's just more people into the same area. So yeah, everyone just... Admittedly, I got close to buying it.
Disney Infinity, I know a lot of adults that they say, oh, I'm playing it last night, and they're, oh, with your kid, and they're like, no.
Maybe I will buy it now. Maybe it'll go cheap.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the new edition they brought out, the Alice Through the Looking Glass or whatever, is exclusive to Big W. So it might actually be worth something.
Yeah.
It could be, except I fucking hate Dallas so much. It's the worst fucking movie of all time.
Oh, which movie?
Well, Alice in Wonderland, and then the new one, which looks just as fucking bad.
I'm sure the new one will be terrible.
It is. It grossed $1 billion, and everyone that gave it money should punch themselves. Now, do it. Slap yourself across the face as hard as you can. Did you give it money?
I think I did.
God damn
Pretty sure. I didn't know it was going to be bad.
Director Tim Burton. It's not the 90s. Of course it's bad.
True. What happened? What happened to Burton?
He ate his own bullshit. It's like, oh, I must be a visionary, so everything I think must be good. No. Ed Wood, fucking amazing movie.
How does he keep getting debt? Like, what's the deal there?
Why won't his movies still gross a lot?
So he makes money.
He makes money. They're personal friends. Of course he's got Depp. And also, Depp doesn't act anymore.
He just, he's Depp?
Yeah.
No, he just, he does stuff for his kids. That's what he said recently. He doesn't. Oh, okay. He legit isn't, doesn't really act.
Okay.
Like, he gets up and he likes to dress up and play stuff, but it's not like he, is trying to craft characters.
Like he's made his money.
Yeah, exactly.
He can bow out.
You're not going to see him go and do something exciting. Oh, speaking of casting, because it's a movie show now. So Gilliam's making The Man Who Killed Don Quixote again. So Johnny Depp used to star in that, and the guy who used to play Don Quixote is dead now, I believe. This will need a lot of backstory, so just forget it. So Michael Palin is the new Don Quixote, which is fun. Right. So getting Pythons back together. Yep. And the new man who kills Don Quixote, who sort of comes forward from the future, don't worry, is Adam Driver.
Oh, I like him.
Kylo Ren.
Oh, I like Kylo Ren.
Also known as Adam in Girls.
Yeah, I've seen him in Girls.
We see his penis a little bit.
How's his penis?
His penis is fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's got the best penis in Girls?
They don't show a lot of dick.
Really see him.
The guy, I'm sure you're doing first season. His penis might be too expensive now. But her gay friend who stars in Book of Mormon on Broadway.
Oh, he's good.
He's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched much Girls. I watched the first few episodes.
Interesting.
It made me feel a bit gross.
Oh, it's a great show. Yeah. It's certainly a show that people go, I hate all those characters. It's certainly a show where you're supposed to hate the characters, but in an entertaining way. So if you don't enjoy hating them, then, she's so good. Every costume she wears is the most disgustingly brilliant thing ever. You know what I need? I need a swimsuit with just weird patches that's so tight that my flesh will poke out the patches. Oh.
Who's the target for that show?
Me!
It's that and golf. You love the golf episode.
Oh, brilliant. She wore nothing but bloomers. So we got onto this with Alice in Wonderland and Disney Infinity.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So do you not hate Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's?
Oh, I hate the Tim Burton ones.
Oh, good.
But I like the original.
I'll just wait. Is this original Alice in Wonderland? The Disney Infinity stuff.
Is it new?
Oh no, it's to go with the new movie.
Oh, okay. See, I thought you were talking about it was like old school
Well,
Alice.
you said you hate Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, wait.
No, of course we don't mean the old one.
No. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes, to Gyre and Gimble and the whale, Mimsy where the burrow grows and Mum Ras upgrades me where the Jabberwock my son. Anyway, continue.
I used to know that.
I fucking love Jabberwock. The fact that they did what they did with the fucking Jabberwocky and god damn it. Literature. He might have been a pedophile, so let's forget about it.
Let's.
I don't think it is.
And then video games, Paul.
Got anything about literature?
Sex offenders. No.
Got some Star Wars news.
Yeah, what do we got?
Which kind of ties into Disney Infinity.
It does. That's a better segue than sex offenders.
It's a segue that never stops giving. Okay, so Respawn, as well as Titanfall 2, has been announced as making a new Star Wars game, a third-person Star Wars game that should be coming out next year.
I'm hoping for this kind of renaissance of Star Wars games now.
There's also been another third-person action Star Wars game being announced. Hey, that's the same thing. But this one's for 2018,
Okay.
and that one's being made by Visceral.
Oh, all right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Good teams, good teams. Also next year, we actually see a new Battlefront. This made a lot of people angry.
Are they going to finish this?
But I was confused because they're like, oh, they're releasing another one already. They haven't even finished with the DLC and the last one. It's like, because it's over a year away and they haven't even announced.
Oh,
it's like
this very. I'm going to briefly tangent back to Doom.
Yeah. Doom time.
Okay, so there is a season pass for Doom.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it's all multiplayer DLC.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
like,
pretty sure no one is going to give any shits about.
Exactly.
But isn't something happen on Steam that it's converting the Australian dollar way more expensive?
Oh yeah, it did. They had like a they
just changed the price.
They changed the regional pricing for Australia to like $90 US dollars in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
Yeah, but it went from 60. Yeah, and I think they actually, if you're looking at the graph, they lowered it for like a week and then upped it.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah, when with the Australian dollar at the moment, that's an expensive game. It's more expensive than my crappy digital version.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, I didn't buy the digital version. What, the disc? I did buy the disc. I just assume that I buy some digital these days.
So what you're saying is that I can borrow it.
Oh, you can see if you like Doom.
Yay.
Thanks, James. And
Amazing.
my sense of presence and self.
Okay, so talking about Battlefront next year, we can also move into Battlefield 1. Continue from our last week's discussion. Battlefield 1 is now the most liked game trailer in history.
Okay.
And Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is the most disliked.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if there was a Venn diagram of people who voted they did not like the COD video and people who they did like the one video, there's basically one circle.
Is that circle also a circle of people who will buy COD day one anyway?
Yes. That circle. It's just a circle. Like you'd think it's a Venn diagram. It's not. It's actually just a circle.
It's actually just a pie.
Yeah.
And they're all 15 years old.
Delicious. Yes. And also in big Battlefield 1 news, because this warrants news these days, it will have a server browser.
It's a feature now, Paul.
I love it how we have to announce things like this now. It's like, yes, you'll be able to find a fucking game. Thank you.
You know what would be really good if it had a server browser? SnapMap.
Oh, is there no server browser in Doom? Is it just matchmaking?
Hit the can you please match now?
Well, that's dumb.
Unless I missed the server browser. Maybe there's something there somewhere. I couldn't get a game going. You Googling it?
Yeah, no, I was Googling another thing, but thanks for let's just pull that up now instead of like letting me secretly do it.
Answering it. Oh, they can see you looking down typing.
Of course they can, but they can be listening to our voices and you're charming. Anyway. Right. That's not what I want to look at anyway. So all I was going to say was that Ubisoft has been talking about its release plans for the next year.
Yep.
So included in that, and that's what I'm trying to bring up so I didn't forget anything, is we're looking at the Ghost Recon... what was that called?
Was this something I can't...
Wildlands.
Oh, yeah.
That looks really cool. That's sort of the co-op focused missions that can be sort of reconfigured and like do it different ways, like different times of day, stuff like that. Sort of like, I suppose I might call it Tom Clancy's Far Cry.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Far Cry.
It reminded me a little bit of the original Ghost Recon, where it was more open world.
Yeah. Yeah. We're expecting Watch Dogs 2 by then, so I expect we'll be seeing that at E3.
That's okay.
That was a real from there.
But it had ideas.
It had potential.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
That was like my biggest disappointment of whenever that game came out. What year was that? Last year? Year before?
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a while ago. I don't know. I think there was some good ideas in that game.
Yeah.
And if they can iterate on them, could be good.
Yeah, if they can get closer to what it was trying to be, because basically the use of you hacking was limited to traffic lights.
The puzzle stuff where you're hopping from camera to camera.
Turning that into gameplay was it's just hard to do. What are you going to do hacking whilst you're driving a car?
Yeah, that stuff didn't work so well.
That's why it needs to be co-op. You need to be a friend that's the hacker on their phone or a tablet, and someone playing the action. And you go, quick, pull down this, and then
that would actually be
That'd be
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, why didn't they do that? Why didn't you listen to Paul?
PSVR.
Everyone should listen to Paul. New South Park, The Fractured But Whole. I will be loving that probably. I really love Stick of Truth.
I didn't finish it.
I think
You should. It's like cheap.
Yeah, get it. I mean, it was on a Humble recently, I think, as well.
I think I own it, maybe.
Yeah, Stick of Truth. I mean, it's one of the it's a game that's aesthetically it's perfect. So you couldn't make it look more like what it's trying to look like, and it's just genuinely funny. And I thought it was fun to play. Even though, okay, yes, it does come down to working out the most powerful moves and then just doing them over and over again. But that is most RPGs.
Does that mean they resolved all their things to bring out a new game? Didn't they have licensing, publisher drama or something?
Oh, so I
Stick
don't.
of Truth?
Yeah, so Stick of Truth, that was because it was originally being made under THQ.
Okay.
THQ got sold.
Okay.
So we were doing an interview with Fergus Urquhart a year before it was released, and they're like, it's done, it's in the can. We're just waiting for the shit to get sorted out. So that shit is being sort of sorted out by now. But I don't. What's Fergus's company? Obsidian.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're making this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but they're still using all the same shit.
Yeah.
It's just like someone else. Yeah, it's like all the hard work's done. Now you just need people to write script. Anyway, For Honor is coming out. That's that sort of Viking medieval big multiplayer. I'm going to invoke Dark Souls combat, but it is applicable. But it's more it's like halfway between, and this is a weird comparison, halfway between Dark Souls and
golf.
No.
Paul?
Yeah.
What is the Dark Souls of golf?
That's easy. Desert Golf.
Okay, alright.
Unforgiving, doesn't explain itself.
Yep.
At level 1,000, there's a vase that appears. It's what the fuck's with the vase? And it reacts to physics objects. Mystery unsolved. I was gonna say halfway between Dark Souls and Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
So there's
it's like a big bell curve.
Exactly. They're totally opposite things, but it's there's mobs that seem to be no trouble.
Yeah.
And then there's leaders.
Generals or something.
Yeah, and they're the people you're actually fighting. Yeah. Anyway, that looks interesting. And also in the next year they plan to release another AAA property that is yet unannounced.
Okay.
So maybe that will be Assassin's Cry.
Maybe another Prince of Persia.
Any game where you have to climb up a tower and get all of your mission points.
They're going to take out the eagle sound.
What is your eagle sound like again, James?
DLC bonus. Pre-order bonus. Eagle sound. Wait, are Ubisoft doing that game you always forget the name of? Dawn Horizon or something?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wow, man. You were mostly there.
I know the name this time.
You were so close.
The fact you remember that much is very impressive. That's more than I remember.
Halfway there.
That's a Gorilla, isn't it? The people that do... I'm just going to check it.
I thought it was Ubisoft.
No, it's not Ubisoft. It's and I typed it in the wrong order anyway. Yeah, Gorilla.
Okay.
See, I'm not just a pretty face.
You could have just gone with your gut.
Yeah, but I don't want to be wrong.
Just correct next week.
People were
and
letters.
They forget.
And just edit over the top, your voice.
Gorilla.
How do they know we didn't anyway?
Churches has released a single in support of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I love Churches.
They're great.
They're good.
I don't know Churches.
They're a synth pop band.
I might like Churches.
They're good. I like them. Go listen to it if
How's
you care.
Radiohead album now? Now you've had a bit of time.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's hits and misses. It's getting. I started Radiohead in guitar era, so I like melody. And these days they're kind of like, let's just lie back and take some drugs, and that's fine.
That's a good plan.
And I like a lot of it, but yeah, I don't know. As an overall album, it doesn't seem strong to me.
Not as strong as some of their other work.
As
a product.
Well, even King of Limbs, I liked a lot more. But anyway, this is not the Radiohead podcast. How many people played Overwatch beta?
It was like 9 million or something.
No, I think
What's your bet? What's your bet?
Oh, I saw it somewhere. Like 10 million.
Oh, well, you're close without going over. She's close. There's 9.7 million people played that beta. And all those people are not buying Battleborn.
No, that's true. The game is amazing. I'm getting pretty excited for my 2 copies.
Overwatch.
Can I borrow one? Because I want to play it for like 2 weeks.
I'm buying it digitally for both.
You just hate
Yeah, you can put it on 2 consoles.
Oh, shh. Don't tell Sony.
We should have a competition where someone gets family sharing on my Steam list.
Overwatch is going to be great. I really like it.
Okay, in very brief news, Street Fighter V hasn't been living up to sales expectations.
Is that because of the terrible press in regards to it being not really done?
Not really finished, but someone else finished a fighting game, Pokemon Tournament, and it's outsold it. So,
really? Okay.
So the exclusive Wii U fighting game
has outsold
Street Fighter V.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
So, because I haven't bought it, and I assume most people will have had to have bought this thing to get close. I'm making fun of the Wii U.
Oh, so it sold 3 copies, you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying it sold 3 copies.
I got it.
That was the joke.
I remember I was going to play that demo, and I didn't. True story, guys. Okay. Let's talk about some games we've actually played.
Yep.
Okay, this week, I got a code for an unreleased game at the moment, Infinium Strike. It's actually being made by a bunch of Ubisoft guys, and they're like putting this in their press release, and it's like, it's Ubisoft, it's going to be good. I'm like, well, yeah, Ubisoft doesn't mean anything.
I'm a little, my interest is piqued, because I like space things. It's a nice looking ship.
Okay, so they sold it as like a strategy game that was like simple to play, easy to get into. And they weren't so wrong in saying that because it's a tower defense game.
Oh, I'm out.
But well, as it started, playing through the single player, and it was incredibly boring because basically you've got enemies can attack 4 different quadrants. You've got places to place turrets. Each of those turrets focuses on a different distance from the ship. And they just come in one by one, and it was pretty mindless, and I forgot that there was a speed up button on the whole, so the levels were taking a long time. It's like, and this is kind of boring footage to show. And then, I said, hey, just wait, there's an arcade mode. And the arcade mode doesn't give a fuck what level skill you are. Even so, it got to a point that I had no idea what the things I was using meant.
Yep.
But that's all right, because then this game starts getting really hectic, and it starts feeling like a little, it taps into Homeworld.
Okay, I didn't expect you to invoke that.
Yeah, well, it just seems sort of feel, and it's not quite there. I'd kind of like it to become have a little bit more dynamic range. So one thing I found, I can unlock the camera, which makes it a lot more interesting, especially when it's like, this is at the very beginning of a match. But by the end, you were getting swarmed, and when I first started playing the game, I said they should make sure they release this for iPad, because, click on a quadrant, do a turret, that's fine. By the end of this game, you were using hotkeys constantly.
Okay, all right.
You're just like, oh shit, that's going on. I have to pull up all my, say, what do I need to upgrade? I need to sell this to then upgrade the ship. Because one of the things when you get the ship to upgrade every time, it refreshes the health of the ship. Yeah. So your upgrades need to be timed. And then you've got a whole bunch of cooldown powers, and you get more of them the more you upgrade the ship. You get swarmed by all these things with different abilities, and you start to send out fighters as well. So you're managing the turrets, the fighters, your ship's upgrade. You can be attacked from 4 directions at once with a really clean and easy to read map. And I actually started to get into it. There's some stuff I still don't know how to counter properly. Yeah. Because I guess they need a better single player. Because doing a slow ramp up is not fun. It's like you quit before you reach the interesting part of the game in that case. So I think they need to cut a few levels out and just introduce features a little bit faster. But yeah, kind of the arcade mode, which is just play until you die. We're just going to keep pushing more and more shit at you.
Yep.
I mean, here I'm switching angles with hotkeys because that's what
I like the visuals as it
It's
picks
better
up.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing because especially in the first few levels, you're literally just having the level 1 grunts come straight at you. It's not visually interesting to look at. There are more interesting like spacescapes in this as well, like big nebulas and stuff in the background. But there's no sense of movement in that. But then it's also space, so unless you're going to say there are some sort of warp or something, you don't get a sense of movement anyway. I still kind of wish there was something a little bit more, like when you send the ships out, perhaps, because Homeworld is too complex for me to bother playing most of the time.
So you want Homeworld where the mothership is like your base, you don't really move it, but maybe there's some control over some fighters?
Yeah. I was just explaining, by the way.
Oh, you want
I thought we'd show that.
Oh, your fighters are going.
Yeah.
Like GTFO.
So, at the moment, this is...
Why are you such a terrible captain?
You play till you die. There's no way to not end this mode without dying. It's just the end of the thing. Got a bunch of achievements.
Why is there a defeat word? Surely there must be a victory.
No. Actually, their defeat screens and winner screens need work.
Okay, is that your main feedback?
Just a bit of text could work better. It's not without its problems, but it did grow on me. It's still got, I think, a month and a half, 2 months before release, so it's not going to change a lot.
Yeah,
it's not an expensive game either. But yeah, it certainly. It has more going for it than initially appears, especially the single player is quite disappointing. I haven't got up to a point where the single player got interesting. I'm only 4 or 5 levels into it.
If you're 4 or 5 levels in and the single player is not interesting, you got a problem.
It's tower defense. They only take 5 minutes. Again, make this, do some work on because that's how people are going to introduce to the game. They're not going to play the hard arcade mode to start with. But also, I could have made it better by upping the speed.
Maybe the first level should have been the kick your ass level.
It kind of is.
And then they go
the tutorial is.
Oh, okay.
The tutorial basically is like, we're going to throw a whole bunch of shit at you. And that was fun. And then it's like, now ready for the real game. Put down 2 turrets and wait for everything to die. Oh no, looks like something's coming from another direction in a few minutes. So Infinium Strike, that is. Actually... I might stay on my computer for a little while, which is a good compliment these days. Although I do have big hard drives. Yeah. I got 7 terabyte on my computer. Whoa. I work in video. I actually had to back up half stuff the other day because I was out of space.
I know, NBN has sort of changed my need for space.
Yeah.
We're thinking of moving sometime next year.
But you got NBN.
But now
you can never go back.
I don't know if I could not have NBN.
You just need to find the NBN areas. And
they're going to be so expensive.
They're not really.
Oh, okay.
Real estate hasn't caught on yet.
No, because NBN areas primarily they're not popular areas to begin. Really, they're sort of up and coming areas. They're areas that weren't well serviced to start with. So you're moving a bit further out from the city because very few places close to the city actually have anything NBN except for individual buildings. Yeah, as you get further out, you get more NBN.
Yeah, all of Aspley, Tagum. It's probably
now we're local
news
on the Brisbane video game show.
Okay, James.
All right,
tell me about Stellaris.
Oh, okay. All right. First off, you can play Space Penis.
Well, sold. Not since H.R. Geiger's Dune have I been so excited.
Okay, so I've been eyeing this one up for a bit. I've been playing Master of Orion. I've been trying to chase it.
Oh, it's Master of Orion.
Well, I've been chasing that kind of 4x high. And so I've tried a few things and none of them have really...
You actually get drunk off 4x.
I do.
High.
Yes, you're right. And I haven't had something grab me yet. I was playing a bunch of Master of Orion.
I'll grab you.
Thanks, buddy. And I just sort of felt a bit flat. No. And then this one came out and the reviews are very positive for the early game, then sort of ground to a bit of a halt. And I said, I never get to that part anyway. I'm going to pick it up.
Okay, so last time you spoke about a game like this, which I'll put as the Off-World Trading Company incident, where we let you speak for a few minutes of just garbled gibberish.
I'm not going to do that this time.
Now, not to say that it wasn't correct or insightful, but strategy games where you actually talk about the strategies are difficult to convey. So this game, accessibility.
Fairly. So the game is in real time.
Yep.
This is one of the key differences between like something like Master of Orion.
Can it be paused?
It can anytime.
Yep.
It closely reminds me of Sins of the Solar Empire, if you remember that one.
I remembered its existence.
Which was basically a 4X, but in real time. This one, I feel like there's more options for the exploration part of the game. Whereas in Sins of Solar Empire, I felt like it was basically a big, slow RTS.
Yep.
This, to me, is, no, I'm actually going out exploring. And they have reasonably well-constructed narratives that you go out, you investigate things, and they'll give you little stories.
Yeah.
And then, because everything's real time, like, you go out, you investigate, and then maybe 5 minutes later, it'll be like, oh, we're done. We've discovered this. What do you want to do? And so I feel like I'm finding my place in the galaxy. Like, I am having this little journey of my civilization. I go out, and first time you find a civilization, you can't speak to them, so generally you fight them. They might be hostile, they might not. You have to spend time into learning the language, and then you can open communication, and then you might do all your diplomacy stuff. It's up to you, or you could just go out and blow them up. But it's really, I really feel like it's given me this story of my civilization, and that's sort of what I look for in these games, because it got me thinking about something like why I don't really get into Civ that much, because I feel like I should. Like Civilization
Civ 6 was announced.
Oh yeah, Civ 6 was announced, and I feel like I should get into those games more. And I think the problem that I have with them is that when I play a game like Civ, I'm very aware there is an ending. There are victory conditions, and it will finish. And I don't feel like that's the best way for me to approach a game like Civ, but I feel like it's so competitive along the way.
Yeah.
That I can see someone's approaching a victory condition. I can see that someone's working in certain tech. Where what I really want is it to be more like maybe SimCity. Where it's like, you know what, here's a thing. It's not about winning or losing. It's just go tell your little narrative. And while this game, I think, has win conditions, I haven't been paying attention. I've just been, you know what, I'm my space penis race.
Can something else hit a win condition and end your game?
I'm not even sure. Chances are I won't even get that far into it because I get bored. But I feel like I'm not being driven by this desire to win as much in this game. I'm being driven by my desire to go, I want to go explore over there. Oh, but I can't get over there because there's these hostile races in the way. So I need to go to this planet here and build up more units and get my income up a little bit. And so I feel like it's sort of unfolding in a more natural way. The tutorial system is pretty good. It sort of gives you a bunch of missions which do just sort of teach you the basics. And it's once you get into it, it's not that complicated, but I feel like it kind of layers it up at kind of a good rate. And it's more like, it says, hey, go do this. And you're like, all right, well, I'll go do that. And then a little obstacle will pop up. It's like, oh, okay, well, how do I deal with this now?
What do you play, if anything, where you sort of forge your own story through it, where it's not a set narrative that you just sort of create your own story going along? Because I know you get a bit into Bethesda stuff and everything, but
you mean outside of RPGs type?
Well, even RPGs tend to be quite driven.
Yeah, RPGs are often you're not making your own story. Like, I would not say you craft your own story in Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a narrative that you play through parts of it. Like, you certainly choose parts you're going to do, but you're not forging your own thing.
I think which is the emergent narrative.
Yeah, emergent narrative from it.
Yeah, I can't really think.
I mean, that's not everyone's thing.
No, but that's because it is different things in it. It's funny that the stories I start really enjoying, like what really surprised me was local game Hand of Fate.
I haven't played that yet.
Tom Morgan.
So it
you're just off the list.
No.
So Hand of Fate's story is told through cards. Which is really unappealing to me. I hate the abstraction of cards in games. I'm like, why don't you just fucking do it? It's a video game. You don't need a card. But just the way, and that sort of got me into a lot of the storytelling in roguelikes and stuff like that. This sort of thing, I don't know.
You made it sound more interesting than when I watched the trailer. I just saw ooh, strategy, gross.
You can't
make it sound
you can't sell that stuff easily.
Yeah. And even this footage, I was like, I don't even know if I bother including it. Like, it's just me.
It's like looking at a menu with stars.
Moving around. I mean, you can see there's the amount of text that there was popped up. Like, it actually is kind of wordy when you do some of the more missions. I feel really bad. I'm just about to mention a game that I do not remember its name. Yeah,
but it's just a little narrative game, and it's you have a galaxy, you go from star to star, and then it's like RNG story elements from that, and the story involves basically you trying to get places, so you have to explore, and as you do it, they just randomly be.
Was
so
it
it's
out there?
Don't think it was out there. It could have been though, because I have played that.
It was like a mobile game.
No, it wasn't about. No, it wasn't out there. It was like much more just like line art and just text, text everywhere. It was almost like a Twine game or something. But yeah, it's like that was a little bit too forced. It needed a bit more game in it, like something like the Outer Wilds. Like that's maybe too far on the other gamey side. But
what I really look for narrative in games is I value the emergent stuff a lot more than I do a written narrative. I kind of think if I want a written narrative, I can read a book, I can see a movie. Like, you know, these are other ways that I can get it. And not to say that written narrative in games doesn't have value. I mean, something like we mentioned Bioshock Infinite, you know, that we both really enjoyed and Anais hated. But that was a narrative.
In every world, there's a tower.
But what I really love is when I can walk away from a game where I feel like I've crafted my own story out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I am notorious for cutscene. Skip. Fucking hate. If a game starts with a cutscene, I'm like, fuck you, game. I'm coming back in 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
I'm like,
cutscene.
You know how far I've gotten into Metal Gear Solid 2?
Oh.
Watch the... Oh, no. The Metal Gear Solid 3 is almost worse because it starts with an even longer cutscene. I'm like, it's a game. Oh, great. I'll just walk to the next area. Oh, cutscene.
So are you glad that they added in at least the ability to move the camera in cutscenes?
I wiggle that camera so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. My if a game starts with a cutscene, I'm like, it's like if any story that like tries to preload lore, like there's never a good. It's not as though there's never a good opening cutscene, but a cutscene that expects me to give a shit before I've been given reason to give a shit. And it's like, and let's face it, most people in games aren't the world's greatest narrative storytellers.
That's true.
Here, in the year 2076, we have discovered new Jorgad. By using Jorgad, the human race has been able to extend its science tentacles across the universe.
Looking for my wallet because I want to give you money.
I think the last game, the Infinium thing, that starts with a whole like, we found a new element and we did this and then aliens came and fucked us up, but now we're on the path back. I'm like, skip. Yeah. I don't need to know. But Anais does. She eats that
I need
shit
my
up.
story. I need to be invested.
Like that, the narrative I look for in multiplayer games. Like a good multiplayer game for me is when the match has a good narrative. Like I'm not there looking for the win or the loss. I'm happy for there to be just somewhere in the middle. But I want the good story.
Mm-hmm.
And
for multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Like multiplayer, I'm like, I don't care. I just
shoot
people.
Well, no, I don't mean the story of the plot of the game. I mean the story of the match. Like I want there to be the clutch victory. I want there to be there's someone that was like really beating me a lot and then dominating me, but then I managed to get the final kill. Like I want there to be. I want to walk away from it and then say, "Oh, this happened."
Feeling like because steamrolling either way in a multiplayer match is boring. For there to actually be a dynamic flow throughout it of victories and failures and rises and falls and everything, that's like more fun for me.
If I'm playing a game and we're trouncing them and that enemy team has a comeback and then just beats us, to me that's a good match. Like that's the we've had the good story, and that's what I walk away from. And I think that's why COD I don't really get into so much, because for me COD there's not really many good stories. It's just you're shooting them and then you win.
I spawned and then a robot that someone spawned shot me. I'm like, what the fuck is this game?
When I was playing more Halo 5 in Arena, I felt like that had far more interesting matches of the whole narrative of the match.
Good times.
That's what I think about Stellaris.
Hey, a new Dead Island game was announced.
Yeah. What's this one?
It's Dead Island Retro Revenge. Because they can't ship Dead Island 2, so we better fucking make some spin-off games quick.
I did actually get their other one, the horror one or the Groundhog Day one.
Oh, the third person one.
Yeah, I really should play it.
I don't know. I might have it somewhere.
I'm pretty sure I own it.
I actually didn't mind the MOBA, the Epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
But no one else played it.
Yeah.
It was dead before it launched. We don't really need to talk about this. It just exists. Who knows? It could be fun. I can't really tell. It's just a side-scrolling thing, and they animated a character over most of the gameplay footage in their trailer. So what can I tell? It's gonna smash it up. I mean, if it's half as good as Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, it'll be pretty great. Classic game.
Babies in the closets?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, okay.
That is still Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, but I like the arcade version.
Oh, not
You're
the
thinking of the Genesis version,
one,
I believe. Yeah. Idiot. Okay.
What do we got? What's this?
Switch Galaxy Ultra, which was on
tonight.
which was it is very sci-fi, isn't it? This is just real quick. This is one of the PlayStation Plus games.
Oh, really?
I've been playing it on Vita, and then I needed footage, so I put it on the PS4 because I want to talk about how much I hated it. But
then you really enjoyed it on the PS4.
Yeah, it's better because there's something about, because you've got, obviously, you're switching tracks.
Yeah.
You can do this with either D-pad or shoulder buttons. Mm-hmm. It's like pretty obvious. But because it takes time to switch tracks, for some reason on the Vita, I was never lining up the ship properly. So I'd often, I'd be like, I've got plenty of space. And I just hit a barrier. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This game isn't that hard. How am I hitting things?
It reminds me a little bit of Audio Surf.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Is
this rhythmic at all?
No, it's not rhythmic, and it's actually, you know what? I'm going to explain the game a little bit because it's super fucking weird.
And there are people that are listening to the audio.
What?
The podcast people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway, so there's lanes, and you're switching lanes. Hence it being called Switch Galaxy.
Yeah.
You are collecting money along the way, which goes on the track, and then you can also get basically bonuses that let you go through a certain number of barriers yourself. But that's basically like there are going to be unavoidable barriers up ahead. You better pick up this pickup or you're fucked. So here's the weird thing: you're actually trying to collect this mineral in each level. Let's call it an unobtainium.
Yep.
And halfway through the level, you'll go through a warp gate, and it's kind of like one of the Sonic sort of mini levels where you had to go around and collect the rings around a circular space.
Yep.
And that's about the only thing that actually matters in the level.
The collecting the green to break through the hurdles is weird.
Well, I'm getting green for green hurdles.
Yeah.
If I picked up the red, I could do that.
I kind of get it. It's just sort of an odd mechanic.
So here we go. We're in our wormhole now.
Yep.
We have to navigate in 3D space to pick up basically sprites that have no depth. So it's actually really fucking hard. I'm like, I don't know how far away any of these things are. Did I get that one? I don't know. So it's
not even a flash or something when you pick it up.
Yeah, it's a real shitty mechanic. And now the rest of the level is just me going through the last bit without hitting anything else. Because if I hit any barriers now, I'll lose some of that unobtainium I got.
Yeah.
That's basically the game. But you can't move on to the next area unless you've got enough unobtainium. So you can just sort of redo areas. And there doesn't really seem to be any overall meta or challenge or anything other than just doing it. Like, there's a challenge level that I'm really bad at because you've got to go perfectly for a certain amount of time, and it just gets faster and faster and I fuck up eventually. That's the game. It's such a weird mix because I don't know like what my primary, like, why do I need to do all this stuff in order to get the unobtainium to, it's just very strange. It's like weird designs that
I don't like that switching between green hurdles being okay to go through and not okay to go through.
Well, it's not just green. Like if I pick up red here,
red. I don't really like that.
That's one of the easier mechanics in the game.
I can't understand it. It's just
it's like a rhythm game.
I feel like I should be
without rhythm,
avoiding them, but then I don't know. Weird.
Oh well, they're pretty because they're a direct line. They're a vertical line, so it's not like you'll confuse them. But anyway, it's just a confused game.
It's PlayStation Plus. You can
notice when they launched PlayStation Plus games, they said that they never have a game that was under like 80 Metacritic. So they just go with games that are launching.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So it's kind of bullshit because this game would not be getting that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's ship customization, very basic.
I like the ship design.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ship design.
Weirdly, this screen's totally different on the Vita.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's about the only difference between the two versions. And it's cross-save. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from this travesty. Tell me about 8-bit Armies very quick.
Do you like Command & Conquer?
Sometimes.
Then you'll like this sometimes.
Okay.
It's from Petroglyph, I think I got the name right, which bunch of ex Westwood. So this is 8-bit Armies, which is 100% just go play CNC, but with this kind of cute 8-bit art style.
It is not 8-bit art style.
Okay,
Voxel?
It is 3D Dot Heroes art
modern
style.
8-bit, modern.
Just so
retro.
voxel art style.
It's voxel, whatever. 8-bit heroes art style.
There's nothing 8-bit about it.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's like our name. There's no 8-bit in our name.
It's not. There's a half bit.
The half bit could be the 0.5 to make it 3D. It's voxels.
It could. Look, okay. It's CNC. It's got the original composer, Frank. What's his face?
Frank Miller.
It's not Frank Miller. Has done the music for it. So if you play CNC and you understand the mechanics of you build more of the barracks to build stuff faster, and you have power and you build power to keep things going, and you have refineries with a harvester that goes and gets the thing, you understand the mechanics.
So, quick comment from a little bit of footage playing.
Yes.
Is it faster than CNC?
I would say so, yes.
It looks pretty fast.
Yeah, well, this is where you might like it, because the structure of the game is not a big CNC campaign.
Yep.
It's here's a list of missions, go do the missions. They're quite short, like maybe 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, depending what it was, and then go do another one. As you play through the missions, it just unlocks more stuff as you go, so you get more options as you play through it. There's one side. You don't have to learn about any counters for like weird things. They are adding wizards.
What?
Sounds good.
Wizards?
Yeah, so...
Is this the army game?
Yeah, no, well, not just. So it's kind of a budget price. It's like, I think I've got it for about $15. I don't know if the additional sides are going to be paid, but they're going to be adding content as they go.
Wizards can be anywhere.
And one of them are going to be wizards. I started playing this to record some footage after I played a few games, and it's one of these games where I just sort of lost time in. I like that there's these bonus objectives, so every mission you play, it'll be, so, here's the thing, you get 1 star, and that's generally win, kill the other base or survive a certain amount of time, but then they give you additional objectives if you want to kind of go back and get more stars. And I think the length of the missions meant that it felt pretty good if you wanted to go back and give it another go and just try and get more stuff. Really enjoyed it. I think it's just a casual, modern RTS.
Have you ever been into any strategy games, Anais?
I love Caesar. Have you played that?
Oh, Caesar was really good. Like, it's in like the city building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was great.
I love that stuff without the war element. Like, you could always play the ones where you get attacked and stuff, but I always played the peace ones where you just build up your city. Like, I love that game. So, like, bits of this, I'm like, I could be into it, but, like, the war stuff, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, this is just the war stuff.
Yeah.
There's not much more to say to it apart from it's CNC. And if that gets you excited, then go grab it. It's pretty cheap.
I was actually thinking a lot about strategy games this week and when I like strategy games the most. And when I most liked strategy games was StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
1v1 or maybe 1v1v1 on small resource limited maps, everyone playing Terran.
I think after playing Homeworld, where it was like, we're not going to need crazy units. We're going to go, you've got fast unit and heavy unit, and then you can understand the counters really easy. I like that in strategy games.
Yeah. I like, because I like the resource limited maps because it wasn't a race to build order and getting armies, because you couldn't amass that big of an army anyway. So it was slower and it was sneaky and it was set up like fake outs, and it was more about, trying to outthink than outbuild. And so many things outbuild. Yeah. I got some good stories of those matches. Yeah. And that's why I got good narrative. So one of them was doing 1v1. This is what we're saying with narrative. So it's limited, and basically I'd done a bunch of I'd built a bunch of vultures, and which they could lay mines. So I made up this old minefield, and it sort of decimated most of his army. And so he started building up like these really powerful units that had no ability to attack air. So I used all of my resources, literally basically to the last piece, to go up the tech tree, just all the way up to build one plane. And then I won the entire match with one plane. And that was just from sneaking and watching, like, oh, he's doing this. It's like, he's out of resources. He's finished building. He can't counter this anymore. He's fucked. And just chasing him around with a single plane. That's emergent narrative in multiplayer.
And that's one of the reasons I like StarCraft esports stuff, because that's basically what they are.
Yeah.
It's getting that kind of what's the story that unfolds from this match.
Yeah. I never understood people obsessed with build order. I mean, I understood, but just seemed to be the non-fun way of playing. It's min-maxing everything.
Yeah. Well, I think at the pro league, then at the pro level, there's a whole bunch of builds.
Yeah.
But then it's like they know how to counter it, or they put little tweaks on it. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like an opening chess move. You'll see a thing and like, I think that's what they're doing. But then that's part of the...
You know how I play chess?
What do you use, mover?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to... I can't work from the potential. I need to...
That's chess.
I need to create chaos.
Yeah.
And once there is chaos, I can formulate my plan. And I'm not a bad chess player, but I just do not like starting from a blank board. I'm just like...
So you just like, don't even think about it? Bam, bam, bam.
Nah, I got the ones I like. Like, I like moving my horses out.
Yeah.
My horses are my ultimate units.
I like my bishops.
You would. Okay, as an announcement,
Yes.
and I haven't even told these two about this yet, we are returning to Game Club.
Oh, what do we have to play?
We're not talking about it this
Can
week.
it be Doom?
Yes, it's Doom.
Yeah.
No. What we are going to play is a small free game. So, again, it's not necessarily always going to be free, but first week is a small game called Zen and the Art of Transhumanism. It is a very small game where you play a robot who has to... well, actually, I'm not going to say exactly how he does it. Or she or Z or whatever you want to say.
Black bar?
No, that's his underpants, because this game does include genitals. So, small warning that it's hardly explicit. It's just that the naked people come in for surgery, and you have to adapt people to their requests.
All right, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, so interesting little game. It'll probably take you about 10-15 minutes to play through. So I recommend everyone...
So, if you're watching this now,
yes,
pause, go play for 10 minutes and come back.
Well, no, there's no point to pause. We're going to talk about it next week.
Well, okay, if you're watching this next week, you're
So
right.
there's no reason to pause this. It won't be in this episode.
You're right. I didn't think this through, Paul. Didn't think it through.
It will be a separate show next week as well. So, release time of that, don't know yet. But if you have any comments or anything, get them to us probably Monday next week in time for our record day. And we'll put out a little note beforehand. If you have any comments, you want us to put them on the show or respond to them, let me know. It's an interesting game, worth a look, I would say. Well, I hope so. I hope other people like it.
I'm curious.
Yeah, it's got some interesting mechanics.
Okay.
Because I checked it before I announced it.
Will it give me an existential crisis?
No.
Okay.
In fact, it might even be a little bit too obvious, but I'm going to try and break the game now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Okay. So, other games this week, we've covered most things today. I'm going to skip a few things. That's all right. Anything that you guys would like to talk about before we close up this episode?
I very briefly played Dungeon of the Endless on my iPad.
Oh, they ported to iPad
I was thinking it was there ages ago. It's actually been sitting on iPad for a while.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
And it was like $2 or $3. I'm like, that's cheap for a game that looks good.
That game has some excellent art.
It does.
It has a kind of confusing gameplay style, though.
It seems like it's pretty well suited for tablet.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would. I think because when we first saw it, I thought you'd have direct control over characters, but the actual, just moving them from room to room.
Yeah, you go to this room, which I can't, I think that works well for tablet.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing bad about it.
You go to that room, and I'm normally not a big fan of tower defense, but I kind of like the idea of upgrading the little nodes and choosing what's powered. And
yeah, I wouldn't really throw it under tower defense. It's quite different to that.
It
certainly has some elements to it. Yeah.
I was doing quite well in the first level until I picked up the crystal and had to escape.
Yeah.
And then it ended terribly.
Yeah, it's a weird roguelike inspired, you crash a ship and then you explore a small dungeon and there'll be a crystal in it, and once you pick up the crystal, all hell breaks loose and you have to escape. Yeah. So you have to try and manage resources to build up a defense and a strategy for escape before you do that. If you don't know about that and you pick up the crystal, you're fucked.
Which was me. It says get the crystal to the exit. And there's the exit. It's only 5-6 rooms. This won't be hard. Oh, it didn't end well.
It's really and it's got a very nice sort of pixel art with a lot of shaders and lighting to it. So it looks very attractive.
Very pretty game.
Interesting.
Cool. Okay, well, I think that sort of brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for joining us. I don't have anything to say.
No?
Yeah. So I've been your host, Paul.
I've been James.
I've been Anais.
Thank you for watching 8.5-Bit. We'll catch you all again next week. And please play Zen and the Art of Transhumanism. I believe that was the whole title. Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.